welcome to my first review blog video. It's for Box News. Hopefully I'm going to be doing weekly reviews for everyone. Covering a variety of games, new and old, trying to cover the newest games for everyone so they get an idea of what they should or shouldn't be playing. This first one I'm going to talk about is the Halo Reach beta. I know it's not the full game, but enough people are playing this right now, so I figured I could talk about it and give my thoughts. I'm actually playing it right now and getting owned, but that's nothing out of the usual. So, now with the beta, there's new match types, there's new weapons, there's new upgrades. I mean, there's enough new to call it a new game, but yet there's too many things that make it not fresh. Basically what I'm saying is I feel it's like a revamp of 3, and they're adding elements that made other shooters successful. For example, with this they have customization to your character. You earn credits with not even with each win. You still earn credits. If you lose, you don't earn as much. But you can customize your character's look now, which is nice, but they only allow you to use the color customization in free-for-all. In normal, it's still red versus blue. With the different helmets and stuff, it's a nice little touch. That I feel they should, obviously it's the beta, so I think they're obviously going to add more with that. What else is there? With the different loadouts now, that gives you 4 different things for the Spartans. It gives you jetpack ability, this is all controlled by your left bumper. It gives you jetpack, it gives you dash, gives you invisibility like a cloaking, and then it gives you like a power up. And each one has different benefits to different match types. I mean, use them how you want and experiment with them. Obviously a fan favorite for most people right now has been the talk of the jetpack. With that you can get to elevated areas much easier, and there's out of the 2 main maps in the beta, there's one that is about 4 levels. So in different match types you'll be able to get a higher elevation, which will gain you advantage much quicker with this over someone who's not using that. But with each one, it has its benefits and its faults. So I experiment with everything, and you'll find what you'll like best. Most of the matches you still start out with an assault an assault rifle and a pistol, like Halo 1. That's pretty much all for that. With the new match types, there is, let's see, there's Stockpile, which is a flag-oriented game. There's 3 Plot, which I believe they had a variant of that in Halo 3. You'll be familiar with it. None of these are very complicated games. They have Invasion mode now, which is a new addition, which is 6-on-6, Spartan versus Elite, which is a nice little thing of gaining grounds, basically gaining advantage. You have to try to wear down different points to gain advantage to furthering on with the map and gaining ground, and then essentially getting a power core, which you have to transport to your ship, and that's how you win the match if you're Elite. If you're Spartan, you're trying to defend them from taking ground. What I'm doing right now is just regular Slayer. They also have that in the beta. Not too much. The beta will be going down probably as this video goes up, so I'm sorry for those who missed out on the beta. It was only up for just over 2 weeks. Maybe they'll launch another one over the summer. I don't know the details on that yet. Once I find out more details, I'll let everyone know. But like I said, this is my first video. Hopefully I'll be doing weekly ones. Hopefully people will be enjoying, this. It's not the most exciting thing. I'll have friends over to play games, talk about games, their thoughts. Overall opinion on the Halo Reach beta, it's just the multiplayer. No word on how campaign will work out, no word on how the story is. From what I know, it's a prequel. If anything I say is wrong, don't quote me. This is just, going off of what I feel is accurate. But I hear it's going to be a prequel, so the campaign hopefully will live up to what 3 was. And then obviously the main emphasis I feel is going to be the multiplayer, which is kind of upsetting, but I know most people like multiplayer, so hopefully they do it well this time. It looks to be more rounded and like a fresher look and feel to it. With the elites this time around, they are bigger. They do have the ability to replenish health, and what they brought back from Halo 1 is sorry, getting owned. Double kill. What was I saying? They replenish health, and what they brought back from Halo 1 is the health and overshield, and once your overshield gets worn down, it does still recharge, but if they wear it down enough, they start wearing away your health, which you have to find health packs to replenish. Your shields will charge back up, but you become more vulnerable and weaker, basically, which is a nice touch. It gives it a different challenge. For people who would run up to someone unloading a clip in melee, it doesn't work the same in this one. It takes 2 melees and some gunshots now, so you have to switch up your strategy. I found myself having to change things. It's not a bad change. It's just people who play 3 a lot have to change their strategy slightly, so it's a little different. Also, a new thing is the melees in this. They changed the buttons, where it's the bumpers now, and then if you get behind them and hold the bumper, you actually go into this, they back out from you like you're a third person. You do different melee kills. I forgot what they were called, but they have different ones. So you climb on their back, break their neck, you have a little knife you pull out, and then you stab them, and you do different things to them. But with like I said, the beta is limited. It's hard to really review a beta because you're only getting a limited portion of a product. But from what I can tell, this is going to be a pretty decent game. They're doing the beta so they can get feedback. But I feel it's going to be a game worth $60. I'm saying it's going to be worth $60. I don't say that about many games. I don't buy a lot of games. I definitely rent before I buy. But I'll be talking about a lot of old games and new games as I go on with these. These videos are gonna vary in time, so I might have multiple parts to one if there's a new game launching and I'm getting everyone together to play it, or if I have a lot to say about a game. With the beta, I really don't have much. So, but that's all I can really think. If you wanna catch me, the beta ends the 19th. If you view this before then, I'll include my gamer tag at the end of this. You can add me, and then we can join up. I play other games, and if you have a request also, shoot me a comment on my main channel and ask me to do a review, and I'll let you know if it's worth your time or not. I'm pretty open-minded for games, so just let me know. And I appreciate you taking time to watch my first one. I promise you they'll get more exciting. It is 4 in the morning now, so thanks for watching my first one, and hope you enjoy other ones from here out. Okay, well, I'm alright here with Home Skillet 4823, is it?
Yes, sir.
Alright, we're going to talk about the new game Alan Wake. We got our flashlight ready, searching for some thermoses and batteries so we can shine, what are they called?
The darkness.
Shine the darkness with our handguns that we don't have because we haven't found them. Just going to talk about, I watched him play it for a couple hours here. First impressions of the game, you're not very far in it.
No, not very far at all.
How do you feel about it? Is it game of the year?
No.
No.
Far from it. Fun.
It's
Not
fun.
game of the year.
What are the controls easy to learn as like a new gamer coming in?
Yeah, Resident Evil style.
Resident Evil style. So people who have played Resident Evil,
Yes, sir.
this game's probably for you?
Yeah, probably. Besides, there's no melee.
No melee. There's first complaint about the game. So when you run out of ammo, what do?
Run. Run to the light.
Run to the light. Alright, let's see, graphics. For being, Xbox being out almost 5 years now, is the graphics stunning? Like, is it the best you've seen?
No.
No.
Gameplay's not that. It's kind of choppy.
Choppy gameplay. Have we found any batteries yet? Because I don't see your flashlight.
I got this one, but my
Alright.
battery's almost dead.
Oh god, we're gonna die.
Yeah.
The darkness will consume us.
There's the light right here.
Good. We can replenish our health. Let's see, for graphics are, okay. You've seen better, you've seen worse.
Some of the CG is pretty good.
So the cutscenes are where it's at.
Yeah, for some of it.
Is the story so far compelling? Is it interesting? Like, does it make you want to know more, or is it just like, man, I'm just gonna play through it?
I gotta keep playing. I gotta figure out why it keeps cutting out.
Okay.
Gotta figure out what's going on.
As you see in the beginning of this video, I showed some footage from it. That's some of the gameplay from tonight. Just kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like and how I guess there's really not much story revealed here, but oh, excuse me, that's sexy.
There's not much story revealed how far I'm into it.
Yeah, so I mean, we're still clueless. We'll probably have to do a second review after one of us finishes the game. But right now, I guess early thoughts are it's worth a rent, or do you say it's worth $60?
I'd rent it.
Rent it first.
I'd gamefly it.
Gamefly. You hear that, people? Gamefly. Don't buy it yet.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else can we talk about? Xbox, the biggest thing with Xbox is the online. Can you flashlight people online and shoot them?
No, sir. No online.
No online gameplay. Sorry, people out there. You can't flashlight other people.
No flashing.
No teabag flashings.
Flares.
Flares. No Ric Flares.
Yeah.
By SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. Bonus unlockable Ric Flair. They really capture his finest.
Ric Flair shout out.
Ric Flair shout out. Little Rick shout out. Doesn't want to be on the camera. I mean, home skillet.
I'm not a big camera
There's
guy.
no Rick. Who's Rick? Add him, everyone. Home skillet. Search him. Add him. Professional gamer. He will own you at Modern Warfare 2.
I don't play it anymore.
So find him and he will own you. Add him today. He'll accept your request. Alright, back to Alan Wake. So explain the story so far from what you know. As you've played the first chapter when I didn't get to see that. Oh yeah, I haven't got to see that. What's the story? What do they reveal?
A writer is on vacation in a city named Bright Falls, and he is reliving his own book that he did not know he wrote.
Interesting. Oh. So what do you feel is going to happen to him? Do you think there's going to be an ultimate villain, or just this darkness?
It's going to be a dream, just like the TV show Lost.
Oh god, here we go. Lost rant. Now that I have you, I guess on the record, anything you like to rant about? You're known for that.
No, I'm not in a ranting mood tonight.
Nothing to rant about.
Maybe next time.
What about any rants for Alan Wake? Anything you'd approve?
Melee.
Add melee.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I just can't believe that you run out of ammo.
Yeah.
And you just run.
Yeah. Dodging's pretty cool.
There's what is it called?
I forgot.
Cinematic.
Yeah,
cinematic dodge. It's pretty cool. You actually, for those achievement junkies, you get an achievement for it. Looks like you get an achievement for collecting coffee thermoses.
Gotta have thermoses in that.
There's other achievements, basically collecting things like any other game like that. So achievement junkies, you're going to spend time just wandering with a flashlight in the woods, much like we are right now, wandering with a flashlight in the street.
A dead one.
So story's decent so far. We don't know much about it. Graphics
Lack of
are
weapons.
lack of weapons in the game. So lack of variety. It seems, from what I saw, it seemed monotonous.
Shine people with light, shoot 'em.
Yep, shine people and shoot them. I mean, some people like monotony. I mean, for the shooters out there, every shooter is essentially the same. You shoot people, they die, they respawn.
True.
So I guess the monotony of this one is the flashlight and then shoot. So
The batteries reload quicker than the gun.
yeah, that was a complaint I had. It seems like, in real life anyways, when you have to put a new battery in a flashlight, you have to unscrew it. It takes much longer, and it was almost instant.
That's 2 batteries.
Yeah, it was instant in this.
And tap it twice.
And then to reload a gun, it actually takes twice as long. That was my complaint.
So we're gonna be safe here in a second.
Oh, we're safe. Replenish health.
It's called the safe haven in the game.
Safe haven.
There you go.
So look for street lights. That is your safe haven. You will recharge and be free from the darkness for a brief period, and then it'll make a noise and they'll come back. So graphics are average. Stories so far, we don't have a final. Controls, you said, were, yeah, they're Resident Evil style. They're
Could be
average.
improved.
Could be improved.
Still, I don't know.
Overall,
Running
if you-
and shooting. I don't remember if you could run and shoot.
Ooh,
Because you couldn't in Resident Evil.
yes, that was my biggest complaint. Let's see. I guess we could wrap it up. We're not finished with it. So overall rating, I try to give my games like a school grade. 100% being the best, 0 being a fail. What would you give it as of right now? This is not a final. This is just so far. How would you grade it?
Still wanting to play it, I'd have to probably give it a B still.
A
So
B.
to finish it.
So in the 80s, do you have an exact number you think, or
80 is a good spot.
80 is a good spot? So B average grade so far. So far, so good.
Can drop pretty quick.
How do you think after you beat the game the replayability will be?
Ooh, I don't know, because I didn't even look at the menu. Is there anything for it?
I didn't see anything. Possible downloadable content. Don't know how long.
The pages that you find in the game, some are only available on Nightmare.
Oh, so there you go. Challenge to those out there. Play it on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah, because some of the pages that you find are in the game. We didn't get into this.
No. So I guess everyone check it out. It's recommended. It's not anything you should avoid. Don't buy it. Just rent it. See what you think. If you like it, obviously buy it then. $60? No, I don't think it's worth it. That for $60 at all. Yeah, I guess that wraps up our thoughts on Alan Wake. I want to thank Rick, aka what is it?
Homeschool 4823.
Adam on Xbox. You can add me, Gravity Well. That's instead of an I and an E, it's a 1 and a 3. I'll put it up at the end of this. You can add me. So thank you for taking your time. I hope you enjoyed this review better than my sit-down couch one, which was pretty boring. I'm sorry.
This one's just pitch black.
Yeah, this was just pitch black. So hope you enjoyed it, and more to come. Thanks.
Are you prepared to suffer to save your son? You have 5 minutes to cut off the last section of one of your fingers in front of the camera. If you succeed, you will get your reward.
Agent Norman Jaden, FBI.
Good evening. My name's Scott Shelby. I'm a private detective. I'm investigating the case of the Oregon killers.
I'd like a room.
Madison Page, 27, single.
Ethan Mars has had psychological problems since his first son died. He is haunted by visions of drowning bodies. A few weeks ago, after one of our usual sessions, I found this on the floor. It must have fallen out of his pocket.
Ash, I want you to assign every available man to finding Ethan Mars. I want you to keep an eye on the train stations, the airports, the bus terminals. I want every cop in the city on his ass, so that if he moves, we know about it. You're gonna die, you son of a bitch.
I swore on my son's grave that I would kill the man who murdered him.
Just don't believe he's guilty.
Your other son is a shepherd. What was his name?
Everything I did for love.
Alright, welcome to my third episode now. Back on camera, I'm not in the darkness anymore. Conquered that with Alan Wake. Here doing a review for Heavy Rain. Finally finished it a little bit ago. It's been out for a while now. A lot of people had mixed opinions on it. I think it's a solid game. I really enjoyed it. It's for PS3 only. It's exclusive. It's made by Quantic Dream. They're a studio I'd never heard of before. Some of you have heard of it, maybe familiar with their work. I'm not. I apologize for that. I'm not an expert on their company. With this game, basically, it's unlike any game that I've ever played. It's an interactive drama, which means it's a drama game. You play as, in this game specifically, you play as 4 different characters. You go through their stories, figuring out how they relate to the story. It's hard to describe. It's really difficult to describe. But the 4 characters, the reason they're tied together is because of the Origami Killer. He's the antagonist in this, and basically something happens in the beginning to a character, and then you go through the story figuring out the story itself. It's a very interesting story. I don't want to give spoilers away if you haven't played it, and even if I give the slightest detail, it does give away to the story. What makes this game so special is the fact that everything you do determines the outcome of the story. Within the 4 characters, you make choices, do daily activities. To start out, you go through the motions of a character doing just waking up and spending time with his family. That's one of the things you do. And how you interact with him and the different things you do will determine events later in the game. So I feel that's really unique. With this being done, you have so many different options for an ending. You could do the wrong thing by accident without you even realizing it, but not necessarily it being wrong. It's just everything changes. You have scenes where you can shave your character's face, you can wash your hands, you can go to the bathroom even. You can take a shower. I mean, every little thing is in this game. You just do daily routines. In the demo for this game, those of you who have played the demo, you are this detective and you go and investigate with this prostitute. You ask questions, and everything you do, if you ask the wrong questions, but like I said, there is no wrong question, you could be unlocking different stories. And each person's going to have a different ending to this game. I don't know how many endings there are exactly, but I guarantee if you don't do the same thing, if you do something slightly different your second playthrough, you're going to have a different outcome to the game, which is great. Not many games are like this out there because everybody's so focused on the online multiplayer. This game does not have that, thank you. But I recommend playing this through multiple times when you do play it, because you're going to have a different outcome each time. And is it worth it? Is it worth the $60 that games are now? Yes, I really think that it's worth every penny. It's a great story, and you really get sucked into the drama of the game. It's almost like 8 to 10 hour movie, and you really get invested in the characters and not so much relate to them, because the things they go through is kind of nothing that you probably should ever hope to go through in your life, but you really relate to the characters. How? I don't know. You'll get it when you play it, trust me. With the game, I don't know if it comes with, I believe it comes with every copy. You get this little origami figure. It's the thing that the origami killer leaves at each scene, as he gives himself away as clues. I don't understand criminals, they always give themselves away, but he leaves clues. I guess he wants to be found. But in the beginning of the game, they show you how to make this while the game installs your hard drive. It takes about 10 minutes to install, which kind of sucks if you just want to pop in the game and play, but after it's installed, it's fine. You don't have to install anything else. But during this 10 minutes, it gives you a walkthrough with that origami figure, how to make it, and it's really cool. It's a little collectible thing, and it takes away from that 10 minutes having to sit and wait for it to install. I say a lot. Apologize for that. Basically, this game allows different types of options. It has dialogue options, where it allows you to manipulate the story that way. There's also fight sequences where you have to hit the correct one. Yeah, you have to hit the correct buttons the correct way, different movements. There's car scenes, there's action sequences with guns, there's fist fight scenes. There's even a dance clip scene where you have to dance at a club, then do it the correct way to persuade and manipulate a male. So for the men out there who have never been a female, you can try that and see if you're into that. So that's really cool. Graphically, this game is probably one of the best besides Metal Gear for the PlayStation 3 that I've seen. The character movements and their facial responses, just everything about their facial design is it's the best that I've seen for this type of game. Possibly one of the best for the PS3 right now. Story, obviously this is a story-driven game. The dialogue sometimes is quite annoying, with him yelling for his son Jason. I'm not giving any spoilers why he's yelling for him, but there's an annoying part. You'll know it's very close to the beginning of the game, so you'll know when you get there. The only flaw with this game is the controls. The movement feels clunky. You have to like hold, I believe it's L2 down, and then you move with one of the analog sticks. I feel that's kind of awkward, and then with the right analog you control the head movements. I don't know how else they could have done it to make it flow better, but it just seems clunky to me. To have the character probably just move with the left analog would have been better, but it makes sense how they did it, but at the same time it's very clunky. Trying to wrap this up here. Basically, I do recommend this game for you all out there. I give it a 90 out of 100, so an A-. Like I said, the controls are my biggest complaint. The graphics are amazing. The story, it's story driven. You're going to get into it, guaranteed. Other than that, I didn't really have many complaints about it. The replayability is amazing with the different endings and everything you do different. I'm actually going to go through and be not a good person and be negative throughout it and see how my story varies. But definitely get it. It's PS3 exclusive, so sorry Xbox and Wii people, and I'm not sure if it'll be on PC, but definitely pick it up, rent it if you're concerned about it. It takes about 8 to 10 hours to play through, but definitely support Heavy Rain. Awesome game. Thank you, and thanks for watching another episode. Hope you were entertained. Alright, welcome to episode 4, this time featuring the game Battlefield Bad Company 2. Which you can see right here is some of the online stuff. In the beginning you saw clips from the campaign mode. This game is made by EA and DICE, and sorry, you get no dice on this one. Not a horrible game, don't get me wrong, it's not bad. It's just not the shooter that I think I was looking for and to find the most enjoyment in. I'm really shocked by how much praise this game has received. As you can see here, the graphics are not the best I've seen for the Xbox or PlayStation. This is actually featured right now on the 360, so we obviously know, it's a good system. It's pumped out games that looked better, like Modern Warfare 2, for example. I'll talk about those in another day. I'm not completely sold on those. A lot of people are comparing the two, Modern Warfare 2 and Bad Company 2, as they came out at similar times. Bad Company 2 came out, I feel, at a prime time when Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 had a lot of issues online. There was a lot of hacking going on. There was a lot of other problems. So I feel like they came out at a perfect time to take over, not necessarily take over, but basically, I guess take over. That's, a lot of people are saying they're trying to. The reason that this one differentiates from Modern Warfare, I don't want to do a side-by-side comparison. I want to, give this all the credit it deserves as a game. So I'm just going to not do a side-by-side comparison. I'm going to jump right into the campaign. It takes place in 1944. The reason I didn't like it is because there's a lot of issues with the story, or the lack thereof. They have vehicles in this game which are fun to ride, but they're also just weird vehicles that I don't feel fit the era. The quad runner, for example, don't get me wrong, I don't know a lot about motor vehicles, but I don't know if a quad, the way it was souped up, was in 1944. You might want to Google search that right now and see if a quad was indeed available back then. If it is, hey, I'm wrong, but I just don't feel a souped up version that they put in this game was available back then. Another reason why I didn't feel that it fit the era was because the American slang and the way they just associated with each other was so different than other World War II games of its kind, going back to the old Call of Duties, the 2 and 3, which took place during World War II. Maybe it's because you didn't play as Americans as much, and I really don't know, but here I am going side by side. It's hard not to compare games like this when they're so similar. Another thing that bothered me about the campaign, other than lack of story, was when you did get a vehicle, other than towards the end, you really didn't have much space to drive around in it. One level, for example, you take out this little city that's on a river. You get in this boat that's fully souped up, and it has guns in it. I've been kicked from the game. And I lost my train of thought. Anyways, you're going to see some footage here, but sorry, sidetracked. You go down the river and you basically get this boat that's totally souped up, and you get guns and everything. You go down probably for a good few minutes, and there's not a single bad guy whatsoever. Why? I don't know. And then once you get to where there's another camp where you can shoot bad guys, they tell you have to get off the boat because it's blocked off by rocks. Basically, let me pause this and exit real quick. Sorry about this. Back to that. But they give you a vehicle, you get to use it, and you get to do nothing with it whatsoever. That's not all areas are like this. Later in the game, you get this huge desert area you can ride around on a Jeep with guns mounted on it. You get to use, that. But that just really took me away from it. The lack of story, the lack of detail. Graphically, the game looks really good. Let's talk about online. A lot of people worry about the online gameplay. People just rush through the campaign and then go to online. Nobody wants to play the campaign over again because a lot of times the campaign stinks. It's no fun. There's no replayability because everybody, I feel like the dev team just focuses on the online, and you don't have good story writers anymore because of this. We're seeing that with all the sequels of games coming out, and it ruins the franchise. I think when you get up towards like 6, 7, 8 games in a franchise, that's ridiculous. Shouldn't be that way unless they're fantastic with great storytelling in each one. Talk about the online. The special thing about this game, which is also in the campaign, but it's more featured online, is the destructible environments and gravity for your bullets. So your bullet for a long shot does drop, and when you're hiding behind buildings and stuff, they can blow up. The walls can deteriorate as you're getting shot, which you lose your cover, which is nice. So that was fun. That was something different. Is it different enough to make this game, you know, be amazing? No. Well, I was just bored by the setup of the matchmaking. Much like Modern Warfare 2, like I said, it's hard to not compare. Much like Modern Warfare 2, it has the unlockable guns. You earn experience points basically by getting kills, and as you get kills with that certain weapon, you actually level up other upgrades for that thing, not just the overall experience points giving you more weapons. You have to earn your class, which is, it's not bad. But another thing online too, they give you vehicles. Love vehicles. I love not having them as perks. I love actually getting in the vehicles. But the area they give you is so confined, you can't really enjoy the vehicles. You constantly are running into things, running into buildings, running into signs, running into rails, and it really takes away from the enjoyment of it. As a game, I don't know. I give it like a C. It's not the greatest shoot out there. I'm still confused by the hype. It was fun to play through, not really difficult whatsoever. It took maybe 8 hours or less to play through the campaign. The story, like I said, I didn't understand it. Maybe it's because I didn't play the first one, but it should still have a good story as a sequel. It should be able to stand alone and tell a good story and make you want to go back and play the first one. This one does not do that. I don't know. You've kind of failed me on it. I want to like it just because of the hype, but at the same time I don't want to give it a positive review because of the hype. It's not what everybody's making it out to be. Does it have potential? Yeah, I could see them fixing these mistakes and making number 3 have a great story and a great online experience with better setup for matchmaking, like, you know, Modern Warfare and Halo does. Their matchmaking makes sense. Maybe I just don't understand EA's way of doing it, but it's just not the greatest shooter. That, I guess, you know, I have nothing else to say. It's a disappointment. I really wanted something great out of this. I enjoyed the experience and everything. Rent the game. Do not buy it. I'm sorry. You know, I don't want to take away from EA. EA puts out a lot of great content. I don't think this was their best work. So take what you will out of this game. Don't buy it. Sorry. Rent it, and then maybe it's for you. Everybody has their own thing. This was clearly not mine.
You seem well endowed with courage and cunning, and I think your heart is now with the
You can't get through! Scorpio, see if you can find a way to open the entrance from within.
Welcome to my 5th episode. This one is, as you've seen in the beginning, Just Cause 2, a game by Square Enix for the Xbox 360 and I believe, PlayStation 3. That's where I initially played the demo. I'm here with professional gamer Andrea Lana. You can add her on Xbox Live. I'll put her gamer tag at the end of this so you can add her. Beware, she's not no ordinary girl. She will own you at every shooter online and teabag each one of you. Yes, you can teabag if you are a chick. It is possible. We are now, as you can't see in the background, playing some Just Cause 2. We're going to talk a little bit about it, our thoughts, and just basically about it. I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Overall, first off, I'm going to get over the overall opinion. What's your thoughts as a game overall? Just Cause 2.
I like it. It's a lot of fun. It's like, I mean, the story is kind of sucky, but the gameplay, like what you actually get to do, more than makes up for it. It's just a bunch of fun.
So the story doesn't make or break this game. It's just
No.
kind of there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a story, but that's not what makes the game fun. And sometimes it is kind of stupid.
Now, what does make the game fun? What keeps you wanting to put this back in your console and play it again?
Just the different, I mean, there's so many different things you can do. Like, you can follow the story, or you can just go around and blow up towns, or you can do anything, really, and it's not going to hurt you. Everything you do in this game is going to do something. And, I mean, it might not advance the story, and it might not, you know, have a point, but everything you do is, you know, helping you toward your end goal.
Okay.
So.
Now, this is a sandbox game. I know you're not huge into sandbox games. What separates this one from other sandbox games like Crackdown, GTA, Saints Row?
It's easier to play, I think. Like,
So the controls are easy to use. Now this one, with leading in with the controls easy to use or not, there's a grappling hook.
Yeah.
Is that easy to use?
I think so. I mean, there are times where I've, like, grappled to a tree, or grappled to something where I didn't really mean to grapple to it at all. But, I mean, it's easy enough to use, and even if you do screw up, at least you're still grappling to something and you're not falling down, like, a hole, and it's going to screw you up completely, so.
Okay. Controls fairly easy, so for a new gamer, this one's going to be no problem for them.
Oh, I think so. I mean, I didn't have any real problems with it.
But you're professional,
like
so.
Sure.
Okay. Graphics. This is for both main consoles, PS3 and 360. How are the graphics in comparison to other games or even other sandbox games?
I mean, it's kind of cartoony at times, but the colors are bright, and it looks... I mean, I don't think it's bad. I mean, I've seen worse. Bad Company 2.
Ooh, another hater for that.
I mean, it's not perfect. It's not like Call of Duty where you actually feel like you're in the environment, but it's also... I mean, it's not horrible.
Okay.
So.
Now this is a one-player game only. Is this something you're disappointed by? Would you like to play with friends on this one, or is it just it works out as a one-player?
I mean, it's a one-player game for sure, but I mean, if you want to, you can like... Oh, I just died. If you want to, you can like... you can like trade on and off. You know, like play for... I mean, we've done it. Play for half an hour, play for half an hour, but I mean, it's only a one-person game, which kind of stinks because, you know.
So there's no online.
No.
No online. Sorry. No online with this one.
But you don't need it, I don't think.
You don't need it.
The game is good without it.
Now for achievement junkies out there, are they easy to get?
I think so. I mean, I don't even really remember the achievements.
So you're not even worried about getting achievements
No,
in this
I'm
game?
not. No.
It's just a game to pick up just for fun, shooting people, grappling people.
Yeah.
Now with this grappling hook, have you found any innovative ways of using it?
Well, yeah, you can travel around with it. Like, you grapple yourself to the ground, and then you can pop open your parachute after that, and it'll, like, shoot you up into the air, and you can float to wherever you need to go instead of like, getting in a car or anything else. And the car driving, I don't know what you call that, the driving mechanics or whatever,
yeah.
They kind of suck. So it's more fun to parachute yourself to places than it is to actually drive to places, so.
Okay.
But I mean, driving in a car is fun too. It's...
Now with vehicles as being like an add-on, like you said, it's more fun to use the parachute and the grapple. Are there a variety of vehicles good in this game?
Yeah, there's a ton of them. And they're all different. Like there's the good cars, the green cars that you can drive that are like either civilians or just random cars that you see lying around, or cars that are in your arsenal, I guess? I don't really know. Cars that are okay for you to drive, and then there's the bad guys' cars. You can also drive those. But if any bad guys see you driving a bad guy car, your alert level goes up, I guess? I don't remember what it's called. I don't know the technical term.
Now is there a variety? I know one of your main weapon, which never runs out of fuel or anything, it's there, your grappling hook, which is a good thing. I'd hate having to find resources. For other weaponry, is there a variety of guns or different weapons you use in the game?
I mean, there's not too many. There's, I mean, it's the normal. There's a pistol, there's a shotgun, there's an automatic weapon, and you can carry 3 weapons on you at one time. So, but I mean, that stuff doesn't really, I mean, it hasn't mattered to me yet, because you can always, just switch your weapon. Like, you have 3 different ones that you can use, so you can always end up just switching it to something else, or something that you like to shoot people with better.
Okay.
And if you run out during a mission, you can always pick up a bad guy's weapon, too. So, you don't just have to use the ones that are in your arsenal. You can pick up anything that's off the ground. You're always picking up ammo and other things like that. So, it's not, I mean, there's not, like I said, there's not too many weapons, but it's not like you're ever lacking for something.
Okay.
They all get the job done.
Let's kind of wrap things up with this into describing your favorite parts of the game or your favorite things, and then giving it a grade. How I grade is on like a school grade, 0% to 100%. Describe your favorite things, and then give me a final grade.
My favorite thing is just the variety of things that you can actually do in the game. I mean, you can, like I said, you can do missions, you can do side missions, you can just go and worry about getting chaos and blowing up towns. And, that makes it, that to me makes it fun. If I had to give it a grade, I'd give it like, probably a B+ or an A-. I don't know.
Okay, good.
What about you?
With the chaos, it's how you unlock new missions, you earn stats. My favorite things is the black market. You can upgrade the weapons you do have available to you to make them better, stronger, more bullets and whatnot. You can also upgrade your vehicles. You can have vehicles dropped off to you. So that's my favorite thing about the game. You can just get upgradable things. Other games, you just had what's available. So to wrap it up, that is my favorite thing. And for a grade, it's a tough one. I'd give it a high B. In the 80s, I can't give it an exact percentage at this time, but high B. There are some, flaws with the mechanics of the driving. The graphics are not the sharpest, but I'd give it a high B. So I definitely recommend buying this game. There's so much to do, hundreds of hours of content, no joke. The map is huge. I just caused 2 today, and thank you, Andrea Lana. Thanks for watching. Yeah! Rockstar, you've done it again. Here we got Red Dead Redemption. I want everyone to get your lassos out and hog-tie this game because you won't be disappointed. Right now I'm going to take you on a journey through some of the land. Basically it takes place in the American Old West and Mexico. So let's go ahead and go for a ride. Just let you know it's cost me $40 to do so. Alright, starting off, the game is by Rockstar, who brought you the famous GTA series. If you like that series, you will definitely like this series. It's pretty much the same graphically, a little improvements on control, but you're getting the same character movements and everything. Here we see it's obviously Old West, takes place in 1911. It's an older looking game than GTA and what you're used to with the fancy cars and everything, but it feels right for a Western. Everything works about the game. The horse riding is very weird at first, but you get really familiar with it quickly. There are cars you can get, but they're not the greatest, and it's meant to be on a horse. Basically, Red Dead Redemption takes place with the main character, John Marston. He wants to get revenge on his fellow gang members, and so all the missions are meeting different characters throughout this land to find his way to get revenge on all the old gang members he used to roll with. So you start off as a somewhat misguided character. You're viewed as being not a good person. You have to not necessarily win your way, but you go through and gaining honor and fame and becoming a better person and getting revenge on the gang. Not sure where they're driving right now. This is one of the later cities in the game. I'm about halfway through it right now, so I'm pretty much able to give my full opinion on it. But you can see the character. He's not the friendliest looking, so it's hard to gain trust with characters. You have somewhat like Fallout 3 where you have the good and bad characteristics, and you can go bad, so don't go around shooting people because it will get you back in the game. You won't be able to progress as well. You can still play the game bad, you can play the game good, but if you're good, you get discounts at the shops, you get different things to do that unlocks if you're good. I don't know if it's the same way if you're bad. I'm not going to try it because it's easier being a good person and getting, you know, the rewards of being a good person. Graphically, like I said, as you can see here, it's not the best game that's been released for the PS3 and the 360. It is Rockstar. They're not known for the best graphics, but they are known for their best sandbox gameplay. It is fun. I love going through the wilderness and just, you know, exploring, finding things, getting attacked by rattlesnakes, getting attacked by, you know, bears, cougars, wolves, whatever, you know, bobcats. You can kill all these animals, you can hunt, you can skin them, and you can sell them at the local shops for money. That's one way of getting money. Doing missions and gaining respect is another way of getting money. It unlocks new outfits for your character, unlocks the ability to buy guns, just like the GTA series. You can, but there's no body armor and all that. The thing I didn't really like, if you can see down in the corner, is the GPS system. Apparently the stagecoaches and horses have GPS. It was a flaw. It didn't really take me out of the 1911, you know, feel to it. I guess it's not really a flaw. It's in there because it you know, it works for what it is. It helps you get around. But it just, I felt they should have gone with the full-on 1911 feel, but they did not. Let's see. With the open world, it varies from GTA because there's not the buildings, there's not all the different things you can do. I mean, there's just a lot of nothing. And I found it annoying at times running through the winding trails of nothing. But in this game, they do give you the ability to fast travel. You can light a campfire, and it allows you to save, and then you can fast travel to a destination you've been to already, which is nice. Also, let's see what else is different. You can rob trains. You can. That's another thing about the wilderness. It does benefit you if you go running through the wilderness. You run into people who stop you. I had one instance where a lady was like, help me, I'm being robbed by these outlaws. Basically, it was a setup. She gets you to come over there, you know, flaunting, and don't play that back, flaunting your stuff, and you get suckered into it as a male. You want to help, and then these guys pull guns on you. So this lady was a trap. She, you know, hook, line, sinker, she got you. So there's instances like that. There's people like, oh, help, someone stole my horse. So there's not always traps. There's things you can get rewards for helping people who find their horse. You get like $2 to $4. It's, you know, it's not much. Story. This game is very story driven, much like the GTA 4 was. You really get in touch with the character and, you know, learn to like him, and, you know, you want to get revenge on the gang. And so it's very story driven. The characters are very well developed. There's nothing I've really hated about the story so far. It's kept me going all the way through very well. Talk a little bit about online. Not a fan of it. Just much like GTA, you get the free roam stuff, which is fun, but you got to have your friends that play it. Don't join up with randoms. It's not as fun with random people. So get a friend to get this game. Get online. There's shootout, you know, duels is what they call it. Just like in the main story, there's duels. There's that. There's capture the flag. There's money bag. There's you know, a few modes. It's fun, but really, if you have your friends, it's more fun. It's something to try out. It's like a bonus. It's not needed in a game like this. Basically, you know, I don't know what else to say about the game. It's fantastic. I loved this game. I give it an A- in the 90s. Almost a perfect game. I love Rockstar. Everything they do, I've loved since they've been created. Other than table tennis, very generic game. But pick it up. It's available now for the 360 and the PS3. I definitely recommend this game. If you don't like westerns, try this one out. You may change your mind about westerns. If you didn't like GTA, you you know, maybe this isn't for you. But please, give this game a chance. I guarantee you won't be disappointed, and I want to thank you again for tuning in to another episode of Box News. This was episode 6. More to come. Any suggestions, email me, comment. Thank you. Subscribe today. Welcome to Box News, episode 7. Thank you for joining in for yet another episode. This one is about the game Littlebigplant. Although it looks like I should be reviewing Cooking Mama. So, can't do this idea for that one now, nor will I probably play and review Cooking Mama, unless desperate for reviews. Basically, yes, Littlebigplant is an old game. Well, not old, but older now. Old enough for them to be announcing Littlebigplant 2. That's the reason why I'm reviewing this. I want to go back and basically take a look at to see if it's worthy of a sequel. First off, yes. This game is the reason why I bought a PS3. It is a PS3 exclusive, and it is the reason why I bought a PS3. It's that good. Probably my second favorite PS3 title. My first being Metal Gear Solid 4. That's another review. But Littlebigplant is a side-scroller, bringing back the old classic side-scroller with many, many unique elements. Basically, it is Mario with the ability to create everything from scratch. You get a Sackboy, which is the main character of the game. They give you about 50 storied levels, which allows you to unlock different objects, stickers, and so on. And after you've done so, you can go online and play people's created levels from scratch. And they have, honestly, over 2 million created levels that you can browse from. You can also create your own, like I said. The only problem with that, they give you a cap. You only have so many objects on the screen before basically your PS3 explodes. Not really. But they give you a cap, which is downfall, but it's really hard to reach that cap. You can't create enough objects. You can, but it's, like I said, it's difficult. So this is where the real value of the game is. The story missions are fun. It's awesome to play with friends, and I mean, you could do anything you could think of with the Sackboy. Dress him up, you unlock object, clothing, whatnot. There's vehicles, there's enemies. But like I said, the real benefit is the ability to create your own level and play others' created levels. You really get the value out of that. You basically, if you have an imagination, this game is for you. If you are not creative in any way, do not buy this game, because you're not going to have the value in it. It allows you to create, I've seen Star Wars themed, I've seen, you know, Mario themed level. I mean, everything you could think of people have created. I've created some, not so great. Wasn't very good at it. That's another downfall. It's hard to create, use the create system. So I'm hoping for number 2, they improve on that, make it more user friendly, because it's not the easiest to create and do objects. The game is very physics driven. With the side scroller, it works perfectly. You have objects that have different feel to them. There's weighted objects. There's, with the metal, there's rubber. You have mesh objects, paper, so lightweight, so you can float. You can cling to things. I mean, everything. You can create an engine to something, create a car from scratch, make it go. Create an enemy that can fly. Create a roller coaster. You can create bike races, basically creating your own, recreating your own Excite Bike. If you ever play that, you can recreate and redo that in the game. So, I mean, there is everything that you could think of in Littlebigplant. If you have, like I said, I reiterate and keep saying, if you have an imagination, this game is for you. If you do not have an imagination, you know, hang out with friends and play it. So I'm hoping for number 2 to be fantastic. graphically, you know, it's a side. Not to take anything away from side scrollers and graphics, it's solid. It has good graphics. It's cute for, you know, the older parents who want to buy it for their kid. It's rated, you know, it's all ages game. Nothing inappropriate about this game, unless you create things to be inappropriate, which I'm sure people have done, including myself. I won't talk about that. But I mean, you could do anything. But graphically, it's, you know, it's a solid game. Controls are very easy to use. Basically, there's a jump button, there's a cling button, there's the 2 buttons to control your character's hands. You click the toggle and you can move it, you can move his hips, you can bob his head up and down. It's a cute game. It's obviously geared towards younger and older generation. So anyone can pick this up and play through it and not have an issue. It's not very difficult unless you play somebody's level who created it to be difficult, or just doesn't work right because they don't know how to create a level, which you will run into. But with that being said, online, you run into, you can rate levels. People can rate yours, people can comment. So you'll have the higher rated levels. Obviously, people out there are just rude with rating. Obviously, with YouTube, watching this, because you don't like me, you're going to give me a 1. Or if you like me, you're going to give me a 5. It goes along with their levels. If somebody's jealous or envious of something, they will rate you lower. If they're honest, they'll rate you high. You can also give it tags, you know. Is it clunky? Is it fun? Is it exciting? Spooky? So on and so forth. There's hundreds of, you know, tags that you can include in it. Basically, it's a fantastic game. I definitely recommend this. Get familiar with it, create levels, because all the levels in this one you created and all the levels that other people's created will be carried over to number 2, which is always a concern when people make sequels. Will things be able to be, you know, will we be able to use our stuff in 1 and 2? Yes. So I've heard. Don't quote me. I've heard yes. So that's good. Basically, now I'm going to leave you with a trailer for number 2. I didn't include a trailer for number 1, but I want to reveal to you Littlebigplant 2. So pick up number 1 today. PlayStation 3 exclusive. Enjoy the trailer for Littlebigplant 2. Thank you for watching Box News Episode 7. More to come. We have a big discussion coming soon, so stay tuned for that. And once again, thank you. Please subscribe, comment, do whatever you got to do that makes you happy. Thank you again.
Hey, this is Mike, Box News guest host. Today we're going to be talking about Bioshock 2. Alright, I beat this game in 5 hours. I thought it wasn't as good as the second one, but it was, I mean, as good as the first one. But it was a good game. I thought it was a lot of fun. I got it, and then just decided I was just going to sit down and just play the heck out of it. I beat it. And one thing you're going to do, you're going to meet these people along the way. They're going to help you a lot. So, don't kill them. You're going to want them. They'll give you, like, money, loot, Adam, if you played the first one. It's a lot of fun. But, like, you're going to go through it, and it's kind of a tough game. But you're not going to, it's not going to be too hard where you're going to want to quit. But there's a few things in there, like, you're going to die. I mean, there's no way you're going to run through the whole thing and live, but it's a lot of fun. The last boss wasn't as hard to beat as the first one. I thought the first ending was a lot better than the second one. But, like, I thought it was an overall good game, but, like, the graphics were a lot better in the first one than the first one. I thought the second's graphics were good. The second's guns were a lot better. The second, like, the upgrade machines did a lot cooler things. I thought, like, your special abilities you could do were kind of cool. Some of the new ones you could do. But, like, the only thing I didn't like about the game was the multiplayer. The multiplayer was terrible. The game modes weren't even fun. It lagged. It took forever to get into a match. There's not that many people who even play it. I mean, the online was pretty much the most boring online I've ever played in my life. It was almost as bad as Gears of War. But it wasn't even fun. Ask me a question. Wore out.
Hello, this is Box News, reviewing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Resurgence Map Pack. I'm Ted.
This is Mike.
This is Clicky.
Clicky.
Let's get started by talking about the new maps.
The new maps: Carnival, Fuel, Strike, Bake It, and Trailer Park.
Well, which one's your favorite that they have so far?
I like Carnival and Trailer Park the best.
What do you think about the ones that they brought back?
I actually don't like the lighting and stuff in Vacant. I actually... I don't like the lighting because like some of the hiding spots I used to go into are like lit up now. And like I watched a video on it and I thought like they were going to get rid of the gate from the office room.
Yes.
I actually thought that was going to be cool, but they decided, I guess, at the last minute to add that.
They did show that in the trailer.
Yes.
And I don't like the copy machines that they added in the main hallway down the first corridor. The lighting is, well, lighter. And it makes it better for people with not very well contrasted TVs, like myself, who could never see in the original. But I think they should have stuck with the original. And for Strike, it's basically the same thing. They added a door in the back of the back map. What do you call that? The house?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like a sniper building in the back.
Then they changed the flower shop to it's kind of like a chop shop now. And in the front of the map, there's a restaurant that never used to have anything inside of it really. They added a mounted turret gun in the sniper's nest.
That you can't even get to.
And they added where the boxes used to be back towards the back. They added crushed up cars. But,
I guess that kind of goes along with the theme of the chop shop, though.
Yeah. But my favorite map is the Carnival map, not the Carnival map, Trailer Park. It's more of a run and gun style map. You can there's not really much sniping. You can use your MP5 and just mow people down with relative ease. What's your favorite?
I like Trailer Park too. I like how you can just go in, you can get lost inside the trailers, you can run around. I mean, it's a great map for commando. I mean, you can just lunge somebody through a trailer park. Claymores is good because you can hit somebody just running through it. It's a good map to get lost in. I mean, there's some parts if you're playing Search and Destroy that are useless. I mean, there's like a airplane field. It has no point if you're playing Search and Destroy because you spawn in front of it, one team, and the bombs are in between the other teams, so you don't even have to use that part. And I mean, unless you're a camper. But like, I like that map a lot. The trailers are good. I think it's a lot of fun. But Carnival is a really good map. It has everything. Ferris wheel you can't get to. I was kind of upset. I like Dodge 'em. Dodge 'em's kind of cool. You can get up on top of that. The roller coaster's cool. It's like broken down, and you can get in that and snipe from that. And then the clown mouth is cool. You can go in there. It's like got a slide and stairs. I mean, it's just like a big maze. I think it's a really good map. I like it a lot.
I have to disagree on Carnival. I find it too cluttered at points. Then they got open points, and the clowns make it so people can hide around in between things. Well, I guess that's what they were going for, but I didn't like it. They have too many things. Well, I guess camouflage is a big part of the franchise, but with the wood and the kind of the darkness in the back, you can't really see people that well, and just the overall feeling of the board is just very cluttered, and I didn't much care for it. But I know that's probably where you liked it.
I like the you're in there, you can camp, you can run around. I like the style where you're next to someone, you can just shoot them. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Fuel. That map is terrible. I mean, it's a huge map, bowlers everywhere. I mean, there's 2 main buildings you can go to, but like, it's not like a close-up map like I want to do. Like, I like to rush, get to the other side, kill people as fast as I want. Where that map, all it is just a sit and play game, and all you have to do is snipe. I don't like it at all.
Fuel is a horrible map. It's too spread out. You can hardly see anybody the whole game. We're lucky if you get a couple kills. But I think, and I don't know if you'll agree, they should bring back Shipment for one.
Shipment's a good map.
That was probably my favorite map on COD4.
Especially headquarters when you're playing 9-on-9, just brawl.
Oh yeah,
Kill fest.
Hundreds of kills.
I wish they'd bring back a map pack of every single Call of Duty 4 map. I think that would be the best.
And
but
don't
change
anything.
That's horrible. I mean, make it is cool, but hiding spots and some of the things they changed have just ruined the original gameplay. But I don't know, really. I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's not that great.
Well, that's our review of the map packs for the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It's Fox News signing off.
was a job. Before I got paid, before whatever mattered what I had in my plate. Yeah, back when I was trying to get it in that subway. And back when I was rapping for the hell of it. But nowadays we rapping to stay relevant. I'm guessing that if you can make
what you doing back there with that blue dress on? Yeah, what up, Spurf? What? What?
Thank you for riding the upper cars. Please remain seated in all cars. With the big stop, then walk. Do not run to the closest exit. Please walk, do not run. The walkways may be slippery even though not wet.
Okay, you have a choice.
Alright, we've made it to episode 10 now. It's been a little while. Had that big hour-long debate, so I hope you got a chance to see the hour-long discussion. If not, it's separated into a 6-part series. Definitely check it out. It's worth your time. There's some interesting discussion, a lot of boring video game playing, I promise you. But there was a good debate. Anyways, let's jump right into episode 10. This one is about the game Dante's Inferno. I just finished it on the 360, and it's not a bad game. I'll start off saying that it's not a bad game. It's not the best game I played, it's not the worst game I played. It's definitely a button mashing game. Let's right off the bat say it compares to God of War and the God of War series. Everything is identical to the two. The buttons, even how it's laid out, even though it's on the 360, how it would be on the PlayStation, everything is the same and identical. The upgrades, the soul, everything is the same. What Dante's Inferno is to me is like the little brother of God of War, trying to be like his big brother, but falls short, unfortunately. It is a great game for those people who own the 360 and not a PS3. If you want a taste of what God of War is like, definitely pick up Dante's Inferno. Basically, it follows the story of Dante as he takes his trip through hell, gaining revenge. You meet different characters of history throughout the way. There's people you can resolve or punish. You have the option of being good and bad, basically. Each comes with its own set of upgrades and perks, somewhat like the orbs, or whatever you call them, in the God of War series. Graphically, this does not compare to God of War. Yes, I'm going to do a comparison here because they're almost identical games. Graphically, it does not compare to the game God of War, especially with God of War 3. If you've ever played that, you're taking a step down. If you were to compare it to the first God of War, it might be a little bit higher. The in-game graphics are good. There's two different versions of the cutscene. There's like an in-game cutscene, and then there's the actual like CG cutscene. CG cutscenes are very well done, very well polished. The voice, the acting, and everything is superb. But the in-game cutscenes, they just don't blend. God of War 3 did that. I'll be doing a review on God of War 3 very shortly. And then the God of War series as a whole I'll do a review on. But those are more reviews to come. Also, I'll be talking about soon E3, which was probably going on by the time this video goes up. So I'll have some announcements of that. But by the time my videos on that go up, they'll probably be available to you. But if you didn't know, I'll have an E3 video just to recap what happened at the end of E3. But anyways, graphically, it does not compare to God of War 3. Is it take away from it? No, it's still a button masher, slice and dice, kill everybody that gets in your way and just throw crosses and punish everyone. That is fantastic. If you want to just massacre hordes of people, this is a game for you. If you're interested in story, brush up on your history first, because there's a lot of stuff that I didn't get. Sorry, I don't know everything, so I can't explain a lot of the history related to it or whatever. I can't explain it because I don't know a lot of that history of the religion and whatnot. But definitely look it up. There's extras in the game that you unlock about the stories about the backstories about the characters and the story of Dante, his life, death, and so on and so forth. So it's very interesting in that aspect. It's, like I said, it's a worth playthrough. It takes about 5 to 6 hours depending on the difficulty, and it's worth a second playthrough to unlock the holy or unholy side depending on what you took the first time through. There's also almost like a horde mode, which has 50 waves of enemies that you make your way through. It's called the Gates of Hell. Basically, you go from room to room, wave to wave, fighting off enemies and just practicing your multipliers and the different relics and perks and blah 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 that you unlocked throughout the course of the story. Story-wise, obviously, like I said, I touched on that. It's a good game if you know your history. If not, it doesn't take away from it. You might learn something from this. Hey, you might learn something from a video game. Look out. So don't tell your parents that, or children, whoever you are. So story-wise, it's very well done. Xbox Live, I guess there's a new expansion pack out for it, available now. I don't know what it's called. I forget, but it's right on your menu. You can access it if you put it in the game. Don't know the price of it, but I guess you set up waves of something St. Lucie. I want to say it. Sorry, I forget. Look it up. But you can set up waves and different missions for your friends or whoever on Xbox Live to go up against. They can rank your levels. Also, you can play co-op multiplayer, which you can fight through hordes and stuff together. There's no story multiplayer, but you can play co-op horde, Gates of Hell, basically, mode, which is fun. Will this game get older after a while? Probably. It's a button masher. I played through the God of War series 1 or 2 times and haven't played them again. Does that mean they're crappy? No. Does that mean Dante's Inferno is crappy? No. They're fantastic games for a button masher. They're very gory, very violent. So anyone not under adult supervision, you probably shouldn't play it. So I'm putting that out there right now. So that's replayability. It's fun. It's if you just want to get out some aggression, had a rough day, pick up this game. If you want to learn a little bit about history and the Lucifer and whatnot and Dante, pick it up for that reason too. If you're one of those people who want to seek revenge on someone who's messed with your family, your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, pick it up for that reason. Basically, like I said, it's not a bad game. I give it probably a low B, low 80s, just because the graphics, they're not the greatest I've seen on the 360, especially this late in the system. The buttons are easy to use. Everything's so easy. There's combo systems, and it tells you how to perform all the combos when you unlock them. The ability to unlock things and look forward to things is a nice perk too. So basically, it's a fun game. It's not horrible. This is not for everyone, but it's definitely worth playing. So pick up Dante's Inferno. I don't want to spoil the ending, but who knows if they're gonna make more? Maybe. Don't want to spoil anything, but pick it up, and it's worth a playthrough. If you got 5 or 6 hours, sitting around have to do nothing, pick it up. Also, rent or buy, that's going to be my final thing on these games now. I give it a grade, and I'm going to give it a rent or buy, or ignore altogether. This one's definitely rent, just because of how short it is, and the replayability is low, just because of the 5 or 6 hours. I just don't see myself or anyone picking this up, again 3 months down the road and playing through it again, and then 3 months later playing through it again. So it's not worth $60. I'd pay 20 for it tops, so it's definitely rent, which is less than 10 at most places now. Like I said, I say most, some are ridiculous now to rent games, but Gamefly, hey, get some Gamefly. Go Gamefly, sponsor me. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. Pick up Dante's Inferno. It's, it's a good piece of art. Basically, games are art form, expression of art. Pick it up, it's a fun game, and look out for my new videos coming up. Thank you for watching episode 10, and stay tuned for my next one. Will probably be, who knows. I just picked up Green Day Rock Band, so I might be doing that, and I also might be doing the E3 coverage before, so stay tuned for episode 11. It's going to be, could be anything. Who knows? Could be Barbie, whatever. But thank you again for, sticking with me this long through 10 episodes now, and a 1 hour long special. Subscribe, tell your friends, post on Facebook, post everywhere. Just, help me market this thing, and we'll see where this goes. You guys could be helping making something happen. So thank you very much again, and stay tuned. Box News.